Oops. All right, we go share screen. There we go. Trump. All right, so we're looking. So this is on the video. We are looking at the Wellesley, the Wellington, and the S&P 500 going back to 1985. You start with $10,000. You end 2020 after Reagan, Clinton, Trump, and Obama. You know, four of the most, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Not decisive people that drew the most ire from various sides of the aisle. And yet, if you had $10,000 in any of those three funds, you made 250, 362, and 470. You were sitting pretty, man. Now that's without taking money out, I grant you. But I want to show you guys something. If we go back to right here, all right, so this is 2009, all right. Now, how easily we forget in March of 2009, from January to March of 2009, the market was still getting crunched, all right? But be it as it may, the market came back strong. So Obama takes office, the market's still going south, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, socialism. And then look, at the end of 2009, the market was up 26%. That's the S&P 500. S&P 500 up, 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 down, up, up. Look at that. So from 2009 to 2020, the S&P 500 only had one down year. And that's 4.5%. Now, it did have a 33% decline in 35 days from February to March 20th. February was 9th to March 20th, I think, in 2020. But you'll never see that just looking at this. That's what drives me crazy when you look at these things right here. You don't see the volatility that actually occurred within the year. 1987, S&P 500 was up 4.7. You don't see the October crash. It's crazy, right? 1999, was it 98? 98 or 99? So the Russian devaluation, the Mexico peso, and the LTCM, I can't remember. Maybe it was even all three. I can't remember. But 98, 99, you don't see, there's some serious carnage in that year. You don't see it, though. You just see ups, like as if the market just goes up, up, up. Now, you do have these three. There's 2001 and 2. You don't see that with Wellington. And you don't see that with Wellesley. Both the Wellesley and the Wellington survived. 2008, S&P got crunched. S&P Wellesley was down less than 10%. Wellington was down 22. All right. And then in 2018, less than 5%. No big deal. So, but the concern I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years. And we've only had literally one. Yeah, that's right. Don't forget the Q4 of 2018, the market was down 19.4. But we've only had one true bear market. And that was in 2020, when we actually, S&P actually ended up 18.25% on the year. So basically where I'm going with this, in 2015, we had the market in May to June, the market was down about 17% or something like that. 2011, the summer, the market is down about 13% or something like that. But you don't see that in this. You don't see it at all. All you see is just tiny one. That's it. But anyway, the issue is that those weren't, just freaking drop the buckets, man. This one right here in 2020 was a drop, we will never think about, 5 years from like, it's just gonna be water under the bridge because it doesn't show up, because no one can remember this unless they live through it. No one remembers 1998, 1999 unless they lived through it. No one remembers 2011 unless they had clients who were living through it. And you, as I did, no one remembers 2015, but it happened. But anyway, no one's going to remember this. So what happens is the only thing we remember is, look, over the last 35 years, the S&P 500 or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But how soon you forget. Where I'm going with this, though. We still have only had one real bear market in the last 12 years. That's it, man. One real bear market in the last 12 years. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. In fact, I saw last night, don't forget, Shoot Bucks. I saw yesterday the 10-year treasury was above 1%. I was like, damn, dude. That has rallied. The yield, which means the price has dropped. Yep, 10-year treasury is 1.07 is what the 10-year treasury yield is. So I hope you got your mortgage refinance in. 30-year treasury is at 1.85. So, we've had a rally in the yields on the bonds, which is a decline in the price. no idea what that means. But where I'm going with this is if I am a soon to be or just retired person, don't I say, I'm going to cash in some of my chips here because 12 straight years with only one significant bear market, that's not reasonable. We typically have a bear market every 5 to 5.5 years. Now, one can make an argument. Well, the reason is because we had such a down market in 2008, followed by the down or preceded by the down market in 2002. I get that. And we're just kind of making up for the lost decade. I kind of get that, but that's a risk. Is that worth playing that risk? I don't know. So now let's go to, so let's say we took 5,000 a year out, 5%, withdrawal fixed percent. There we go. 5%. Yep. Oops. I'm going to go fix them out. There we go. We're going to draw 5,000 a year out. We are going to inflation. Okay, good. All right. So we're going to draw 5,000 a year out. We're going to start in 2000. We're going to compare these guys. Yeah. That looks, let's start with $100,000. There we go. That was pretty good. All right. So what we're doing here is let's not include year to date. We're going to start. All right. Sweet. There we go. We're going to take 5% a year out adjusted with inflation. Yep. At least one of the portfolios did not survive the specified withdrawals. So the end of test period was adjusted to 2016. You want to guess which portfolio that was? It's going to be the S&P 500. And so here's the S&P 500 right here. You got crunched, man. You got crunched. You got crunched time. Here's Wellesley. Here's Wellington. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. Now, if you start in 2010 or 11, that'd be 10 years. It probably looks a hell of a lot different, right? Let's see. There we go. Yeah, look at that. That's the S&P 500 right there. You started 2010 or 11, excuse me, and you took 5% a year out adjusted with inflation. S&P 500 is at 253. Wellesley is at 133, and Wellington's at 168. But still, Wellesley has still survived. You're still above where you started, and you still got 5% a year adjusted with inflation. Or 5% a year adjusted with inflation. I mean, that's so the risk. You can see the risk reward there is that if you would have started in 2000, your goose is cooked, man. After 16 years with the S&P 500, if you would start 2010, yeah, you're freaking loving life. But yeah, all right, you got a little bit. You got more money S&P 500 than you had in Wellesley or Wellington. But I mean, are we on the? I mean, where's the market now compared to where it was? I mean, that doesn't mean that we're doomsday. It seems to be the market now is not low, it's not cheap relative to what it was 10 years ago, man. And I mean, hell, are we done with the COVID? I mean, my goodness. I don't know what Steely Joe, I mean, he wants to put a freaking mask mandate, even though cases are dropping off. But, just the government has power. They don't want to relinquish it. They're not going to relinquish it easy. And now they got a neutered Donald Trump, it seems like. And, there's going to be no one holding these guys accountable for the next 2 years. And so what do you think that does for government authority? It's certainly going to make it more dastardly. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think it's time to if I'm near retirement, I think it's time to really start thinking about going a little bit more conservative. All right, that's let's pause that. See what